Another fool enters our domain. Surrender your gold or forfeit your life.
The Old Realms has just received its biggest update yet and has been put on the Steam Workshop. My god, if you have not played this mod already, by Sigma, you should. So yes, the brand new update is here. This, of course, is the Warhammer Fantasy mod for Mount and Blade 2 of Bannerlord. And again, if you have not heard of this mod, oh my god, you are in for a treat because it is spectacular. The level of detail in this mod is second to none. I don't think there's many more out there that can kind of go ahead and challenge this one because it is absolutely glorious. So in this video, I'll go over, of course, the new changes, and I'll leave a link to it down below in the description so you guys can go ahead and check it out. But I'll also run over some of the older features of the mod that many of you may not have seen because you're new to Bannerlord or you just haven't been keeping up to date with this mod. But of course, now is the perfect time to dive in and start playing it because it has now been updated for the current version, release version of Bannerlord, which is of course absolutely glorious because there have been plenty of really good changes for Bannerlord just in the base game, which of course transitioned over to this one, along with all the amazing new features that they have added with the mod. So as you can see in the mod, we now have two brand new elect accounts. Of course, the Reichland and the man, the myth, the legend himself, Cole Franz, wielding Golmaraz on his back. My god, that is going to be a beastly weapon to swing around. Maybe Cole Franz will take a little tumble off the cliff and I'll pick up the mantle of Golmaraz. And you can also see a little sneak peek of the brand new skill system that is in the game as well. Some of the beautiful art that, are in any mod out there. And then we, of course, have Backland as well, which are over here into the east, kind of more central of the Empire, of course, when other stuff gets added later on down the line. And of course, Talheim, sorry, is in the big meteor dent crater right here, looking absolutely awesome with the sun setting in the distance. My god, it looks beautiful. So as for territory, of course, these guys are situated more often to the east. We've been really dealing with the Knoll and Stirland and Avalon down in the south as we fight the vampires, which have kind of been a lot more southernly, centrally focused, whereas this is going to be kind of much more of the center of the Empire. So for example, Talheim are going to be absolutely perfectly sitting pretty until other factions do get added later on as we get further and further into Kislev and into the Chaos Waste to the north itself. As for the map expansion as well, of course, there is still plenty of room for all these other factions to be added. The mod is going to be situated around the old world, so don't expect kind of any of the elven lands to be added, at least not in the future. Dwarves, orcs, and everything else along under the sun is planned to be added to this if it is, of course, fitting to the old realms. And you can, of course, see the beautiful models that they have gone ahead and added. Each of these custom castles have been created to go ahead and really fit with the mod, which is one of the features I very much like, that these guys go out of their way to create these unique sprites on the campaign map. I think it adds a lot of extra flavor to the mod, and yeah, it definitely goes a long way at kind of immersing you in this universe that you're in. You're no longer in Caradia, you are in the old world. And you can see a few more of them. We have a castle, another city right here, just looking really nice. I especially love Knoll down here. It just kind of seeps out the city of engineering, and yeah, again, it looks absolutely awesome. I mean, you can kind of, it's a stark contrast to, say, the vampire lands down here, which are very misty. You've got like kind of a very dark and dingy feel. The castles themselves look great, and I believe in this update as well, they have decided to add in a couple more custom maps as well. I believe Castle Tempelhof has a new map. So, of course, with these expansions to the map, we also have the new addition of all the new clans in the faction. So these clans have been really filled out, which have been cool to see, and the famous characters have also been added into each of these factions, so we have a better idea about what they're wielding and the types of people they are bringing. Same with Talheim as well, right here. Yeah, Beckland right here also kind of have their own setup of their factions, and it does also seem like they've kind of reduced the number of clans in a lot of these factions. I believe beforehand there was about 6 or 7 of them, so it seems like they've kind of decided to kind of pull back a little bit, I guess, which makes sense as they add in more and more factions into the game. The Empire don't need a million lords to go ahead and fight against these poor vampire counts who really feel like they're getting ganged up on. We, of course, have the brand new skill system, so I believe pretty much every one of these skills is still very much the same. I looked through them a second ago, and I didn't really see anything too crazy different in here. Maybe they have adjusted some stuff, but for the most part, these are generally the same as vanilla, I believe. However, we do have 3 brand new skill trees down here in the south that you'll be able to level up. So currently gunpowder is here and giving you some decent bonuses, and again these are of course all completely new, which is very, very cool. You can basically pick up and get a ton of extra bonuses. Like this one right here, ammunition wagon, is very good. It goes ahead and gives you extra ammunition. As you get further and further on, you get more ignore ammo and armor, which is very cool as well. And spellcraft of course will go ahead and give you some extra bonuses, so this will give you access to more spells as you progress through this. This will go ahead and give you some damage reduction to yourself, so no more friendly fire, which is quite cool. And of course these are all done through the system, so you're gonna have to level this skill up if you want to get access to the later tier spells, which I very much like the way they've done this. And also as you level up the skill as well, you'll be getting more duration on your spells, so shooting out a burning head with longer duration will be pretty goddamn amazing. And again, this is all tied into the Winds of Magic system down here, so the longer you move around the campaign map, the more this will fill up. I've got to also mention as well just how beautiful these brand new skill tree icons are. They look absolutely amazing, just so goddamn beautiful. And yeah, this is just kind of a little bit of a crux of a polish that they are sticking into the mod. Another thing that the modders have added in is this brand new purple color for any item with a magical effect to them. You can hover over them and see exactly what they are, as well as that these weapons do also carry magical attacks. So there is a brand new magical and also I guess physical damage system in the game. So some weapons will be doing holy damage, some will be doing ice damage, some will just be doing magic damage, and there is armor to go ahead and protect against all of that. So it's a really nice way of splitting up the damage. Of course, undead are going to be taking extra damage from stuff like fire and so on, which is a really, really cool system of making some units and factions much stronger against others. Of course though, not only do these new items have a special coloring for magical effects, we also now have brand new armor in the game. There are tons of new ones to explore and mess around with, along with all the brand new ones that have of course been added for the new characters, so that should definitely make life a lot nicer when you're roaming around and seeing these characters in this unique armor. I've also just got to mention again just how goddamn beautiful the map does look. Oh my god, this is incredible. So for those of you who again have maybe not kept us up to date with this mod as maybe I have, you'll be able to see again beautiful new pictures here on the left hand side. The unit rosters themselves are pretty diverse, so you can go ahead and explore them. The Empire have a pretty standard one with the units changing color depending on their factions. So you'll be able to see factions from the Reichland with their specific banners and stuff on their weapons, which is a cool thing to actually see. And again, the roster itself gives you access to some decent stuff. One of the things as well you can explore with also in the game is finding these regiments of renown. You'll be able to see that now with this brand new map icon. Whenever you are a high enough clan tier, you can go up to any of these and actually recruit specific units in the game that are of course tied to a certain location in the map. I believe they are limited, so you can't have 1 million of them in your army. They're going to be these special hard-hitting units that you're going to really want to explore with.
It's been a while.
You can also see as well, we do have new voice lines as well for the characters, and I believe there are new ones for both the vampires and also the Empire, which is again a very nice addition. We also get a better look at Colfran's armor here with Galmaraz on his back. I mean, that thing looks absolutely insane. You can also see the brand new Beastman bodies as well. These have been added into the mod recently because we do now have a brand new system in the game where modders can start adding in different skeletons into the game, which is a very, very cool new feature. And of course, we couldn't not go into battle and play this without wielding Galmaraz. I mean, look at that thing. I'm wielding it like an absolute peasant though because I have no two-handed skill, but definitely I thought it'd be a cool idea to come in, and you guys can also as well see the actual Beastman in action as well. I mean, they're gonna flatten me, but I want to see just how hard this weapon hits, as I imagine is going to be pretty disgusting. Oh my god, if I was wielding this faster, I'd be able to absolutely decimate these poor Beastmen. They have nothing but hatred in their heart, and I have nothing but Galmaraz in my hand. So as we brush past that again, I'll just quickly show you the brand, well, not the brand new, but the actual vampire roster themselves. They have the Sylvanian troops that will be able to be found by at most hamlets in the vampire count land. And then if you make your way over to pretty much any settlement in the vampire lands, you'll be able to go to a graveyard, which I actually can't see right now, unfortunately, because I'm I'm not a vampire count, so I can't go ahead and raise them up. I'm not a necromancer, but you'll be able to do that and actually raise undead and get a little look at their unit roster. Also, these are the inns. The Empire has their own inn, and so do the vampire counts. These things are absolutely incredible. They look so goddamn good. It literally feels like I'm playing a completely different game. I mean, was she staring into the darkness off into the corner? I know how you feel. The world is dark and full of terror. And yet again, these maps just look, oh my god, what's going on up here? What are you boys doing? It'd be a shame if someone wants to, I don't know, push you. So again, these things just look absolutely incredible. They really, really do. The attention to detail in these bad boys look amazing, and I can't wait to see more and more of these stuff get added for the other factions. Like, what's the Dwarven Tavern going to look like? Hopefully, a lot of drinking. And of course, the Empire Tavern looks just as goddamn good. I mean, look at this thing. It looks incredible. So goddamn awesome. And I really hope they do find an extra kind of use for these taverns. They look so goddamn good for you not to have the player like constantly coming here. They really do look amazing. So I'm hoping in the mod there'll be more quests or something to tie these together, because yeah, just my god, these things look incredible. It must have taken them ages to create these awesome assets, but again, stuff like this goes such a long way at immersing you in the world that you are in, and not that you're just in another mod playthrough, you know. God damn, it looks so cool. And I know that these aren't new, but I can't go a video without showing off just how goddamn beautiful the foundry looks for the Empire in Null. This thing looks incredible, and I love the look of it. And I guess that's a little hint at hopefully what we'll be seeing eventually in the campaign map as the old world right there, and the engineer himself right here, which we'll be getting custom quests from to go ahead and unlock artillery and other amazing weaponry from the Null engineers. Of course, if you decide to go down that route, you could decide to go down a different route in your campaign and not side with the engineers, and you could side with the Mages Guild. And again, this thing just looks amazing. Like, how are we still playing Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord? It really feels like a completely different game, but the height of the ceilings, the awesome magical effects, the actual kind of magic casters just kind of chilling out right there. All these books ready to be read and discovered. It just looks amazing. I mean, even look at that. Oh my god, man. I love Bannerlord. And from this as well, you can actually buy from the actual magic users in cities a specific scrolls and books that will give you certain bonuses. So for example, if I was to buy this one, it would give me an extra 5,000 skill in throwing. I recommend utilizing these books when you're coming to trying to get the engineering quest done, because you do need a set amount of engineering skill. So I definitely recommend finding that, and you can of course read it Naked and Afraid. That sounds like my type of book. I will mention as well, before we take a look at some of the battle units, there is also new beards and hairstyles in the game as well, and I think the best way to show it off is going to this screen right here. So if we go all the way down to the bottom, you'll be able to find all the brand new custom beards and also hairstyles. You can go through a few of them. I absolutely adore this mustache, and you kind of tell what ones are custom because they definitely look a little bit different from the vanilla styles. Again, beautiful mutton chops. We have this glorious beard. This just reminds me of like a Lionheart right here, looking absolutely amazing. And yeah, there's a handful of these custom beards in the game that you can see and explore with. I think that's where it ends. So all these are custom made, and also it's the same with hairstyles as well. As I find some, you can see right here some custom hairstyles in here as well, which are scattered around. There are some vanilla ones, but I believe there are also a handful, custom ones right here that you can explore and mess around with to create your perfect character. So I thought we'd dive in now, because they have now made it so that the AI will actually go ahead and utilize artillery, which is very cool. So now you'll see the AI, if you're fighting the Empire, they'll be bringing down their artillery to bear. And you can also see the brand new systems as well right here, where it just makes it a little bit more obvious where you're placing said artillery, which is very cool. And you'll move up the infantry, and you'll be able to get your engineers actually to go ahead and equip on these bad boys. You can also see some of the new regiments of renown as well, so some of the horned warriors of Tabelheim right there, and also some more of the units back here as well. So it's just kind of a nice little addition to the game that you now will have the AI utilizing their artillery, and also some of the amazing looking special demigryph knights as well. These bad boys are absolutely incredible on the battlefield, and you can see their comparison to the rest of the Empire knights. So not only have the artillery now been kind of fine-tuned, so has the magic. You can see these new additions for the actual kind of where the magic is going down, and I think they do a very, very good job. These are going to be the buffing spells. So for example, if I wanted to go ahead and give these guys a nice little bonus, again, ignore the bottom right, that is just a Bannerlord issue. I could stick that down, and then as you can see, all these guys suddenly get blazing swords, which is actually a really amazing feature that you can apply them buffs. You can also go up forward and pass down some of these amazing attacking spells as well. So for example, the flaming head, you can stick that bad boy down and it will absolutely just shred through your opponents and do, yeah, just incredible damage. And one of the really cool things about this this game, as well, you can see the kills coming in, is that a lot of units, so a lot of the high tier units, do also have bonuses against them. So the great thing is, you know, your spells against high tier units won't be doing as much magical damage if they have magical bonuses. Again, another flaming tornado right there. You have the awesome fireball as well, and there's tons. This is just one of the many laws of magic that you can dive into and have some fun with. So again, this system has been improved and updated. So I definitely recommend you go off and play the Old Realms right now. The brand new update for 1.0.1 is now out. Definitely go over. I'll leave a link to their Discord server down below as well. Recommend you joining that in case you run into any bugs or you're having any trouble installing it, but it should be fairly simple, and all you have to do is make sure you have the right load order and click play, and you should be good to go. So as I said, make sure you go ahead and drop a like and a comment down below if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.